What's going on, everybody? Thank you all for joining me today. If you haven't already, please make sure you hit the like button because that is the most important thing you could do for me on this channel. What it does is that it helps to make sure that those who are subscribed to the channel will indeed get the notifications, and it also helps to boost this video through the YouTube algorithm as well. Secondly, if you're new to the channel, or maybe you've been ghost watching this channel for quite some time now, please do me a favor and yourself a favor by hitting the subscribe button as well as the bell notification next to the subscribe button so you can be notified whenever I release a new video. And lastly, please make sure you share this video out on your social media platforms to your family and friends to inform them of this news and information. And yes, it does help to give me a slight boost in the YouTube algorithm as well. So help me out with that. And with the introductions out of the way, let's now get into today's news. And today, what I want to do is take a moment to speak on Nikki Haley, because Nikki Haley has officially stated that she will be voting for Donald Trump. And with that statement now officially coming out, Joe Biden is cooked. Joe Biden is cooked. As I've stated multiple times before, I just do not see a path to victory for Joe Biden unless he's going to pull off that 2020 magic again, where when we go to bed at night, one man is winning, and then when we wake up in the morning, the other man won by a landslide, right? Unless he's able to pull that 2020 magic off again, I don't see how he's going to win. But here's what I want to do first. Let's get into the exact comments that Nikki Haley made, and then I'll carry on with some other information surrounding Nikki Haley in regards to what she's getting ready to say. So let's pull this up right now, and let's take a listen to what she had to say.
As a voter, I put my priorities on a president who's going to have the backs of our allies and hold our enemies to account, who would secure the border, no more excuses, a president who would support capitalism and freedom, a president who understands we need less debt, not more debt. Trump has not been perfect on these policies. I've made that clear many, many times. But Biden has been a catastrophe. So
say it one more time, Ms. Haley. Say it one more time.
Many, many times. But Biden has been a catastrophe. So I will be voting for Trump. Having said that, I stand by what I said in my suspension speech. Trump would be smart to reach out to the millions of people who voted for me and continue to support me and not assume that they're just going to be with him. And I genuinely hope he does that.
Now, since she has come out and has stated this, there's been a lot of kind of mixed reactions to this. Some people acknowledge, like myself, that this is a crushing blow to Biden, in my opinion, a huge blow to Biden. And some other people think that it's not a big deal. I personally do feel that this is a huge deal for Biden. And I also agree with what she stated at the end, is that Donald Trump should not assume that all of her voters are going to just default go to support him. What's interesting about Nikki Haley's supporters is that, number one, a good deal of them are never Trumpers and have already openly stated that they would reluctantly vote for Biden if Nikki Haley isn't running. And outside of that, she just has a mixed bunch in which her supporters really don't like Trump or Biden at all, and will either sit out or possibly even vote third party. What she has going on concerning her supporters is not the same thing as a Ron DeSantis or Vivek Ramaswamy, where as sure as the sun will rise tomorrow, we know that Vivek supporters are going to get behind Trump, and we know that DeSantis supporters are going to get behind him as well. That is just not the case for Nikki supporters. And I want to pull this article up very quickly to just kind of highlight that point. This article here is titled, "Some Republicans Who Supported Nikki Haley Are Still Refusing to Back Donald Trump." This article came out back in March of this year, and it reads as such. I'll go through this very quickly. There's only maybe 2 points that I have highlighted here. Now that Nikki Haley has shuttered her presidential campaign, One person who voted for her refuses to back former President Donald Trump and plans to reluctantly vote for President Joe Biden. The article also continues to read, for now, interviewers with Haley's supporters suggest they could go in a variety of directions, some backing Trump, some going to Biden, and others seeking third party options or avoiding making a decision about the presidential race yet. Haley has not yet spoken publicly since leaving the race and urging Trump to reach out to all Republicans. She has not endorsed Trump and suggested she may not at all. And that's another interesting point, too, that I want to speak to before we get back to Nikki Haley supporters. If you really think about it, this wasn't a full-on genuine endorsement of Donald Trump. It was very much so a half-hearted, not really endorsement in which she stated, yes, I'm going to vote for Trump, but she didn't come out and say, hey, to all my supporters, you all need to go out and vote for Trump. I don't think she's ever going to actually fully endorse Trump in that way. That's why she continues to say, Trump, you have to go out and pursue the supporters who support me. Because as you can see here, based on this article, she has a mixed bag of supporters, and it is not a foregone conclusion that they are just going to file over to Trump. It's just not. But if Trump does take her up on her advice, and he puts his ego to the side and doesn't think to himself that they're just going to come my way because Nikki Haley said she's going to vote for me, because this wasn't an authentic endorsement. If he does this, with all the other factors that are going up against Biden concerning issues with Black voters, issues with Latino voters, issues with young voters, the people are upset about the economy and how much it costs to put gas in the car and go to the grocery store, including myself. People are upset with the migrant crisis, including myself. There is so much working against Biden. If Trump actually took Haley up on this advice and worked to get her supporters, and he was actually able to pull that off, Trump wins by a landslide, in my opinion. He wins by a landslide. Some people may think otherwise, but that's just personally what I think. Because once again, I just do not see any real path to victory for this man outside of the 2020 magic. If he doesn't do that, how does he win? How does he win with everything against him? I don't know. But I guess we'll see in November. We'll see come this November. With all that being said, that does it for today's news. So I want to thank you all for joining me today. Please hit the like button on your way out. Subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel. Share this video out on your social media platforms. And also, don't forget to follow me on Telegram at TD Media Group. The link to my Telegram is in the description box below and will be pinned in the comment section as well. Thank you for your time, and until the next video, peace and have a great afternoon.